When Ripple talks about the Internet of Value, we don't just mean payments between countries. It's a bit like how Amazon used to sell rare books. This market alone is worth $10 quadrillion. You are at a defining moment in history. You have said in the past that what you do for money is the same thing that email did for everyone. Forward with the change as a whole. A huge amount of money is stored all over the world. RP. Is it possible that Ripple could one day take over Swift? Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to this episode of Top 5 Script. The video for today is ready to go. The information we're going to talk about today about Ripple and XRP will make you feel very optimistic. So if you're driving, I think you should stop. Don't stand there, sit down. Also, really tune in here. We're going to talk about some very important facts that will blow your mind. The BI's Innovation Hub has written a working paper that we are going to talk about. This was set off. This study began with a tweet from Anderson. I can see what will happen. Use the hashtag AM. That's right, AM, the automatic market maker on the XRP ledger, was just turned on. This is also very important in this work paper too. What you're going to read in this draft, the bottom of your jaw is going to drop because Tobias Erdrian is one of the people who wrote this. If you remember him, he was with Ralph Garlinghouse on a panel. Is that there's a big cash gap. And these tools have been shown to make financial inclusion a lot better. I think you should take a broad look at the whole world. I believe this is one reason. And I believe the Ripple case is one example, or Norman has talked about that, which means that sending money abroad costs a lot. The building is also not very well put together. This working study is called Trust Bridges and Money Flows. And now that AM is turned on, things are beginning to make sense. Ripple and XRP are important to know. We may sound repetitive. As for the next generation, it will play a huge part in the way money works. That the need for and price of XRP will go through the roof. Look at this panel, please. This is where the Japan FinTech Festival took place. And in the process of rebuilding the banking system, Rahul Advani is here. He is the policy director at Ripple. We also have Zodiac Custody. We just talked about Zodiac Custody in the show from last night. What are the odds with people from Accenture, which is a Ripple partner? People from the Singaporean Monetary Authority. Also remember this name Subnindu Mohanty. The person who is on the board of advisors for the Module Foundation is the same person, not a Hindu Mohanty. This is very important because it sets the stage for the lesson. Has worked with Ripple and the Interledger protocol since the beginning. Learned from the beginning for a long time. Google is also behind them. Foundation for Bill and Melinda Gates. Of course, the Monetary Authority of Singapore. This has been going on for a long time. A lot of people will be sorry they didn't save their XRP at this time. Working study from BIs, pay attention to this part, especially now that the automatic market maker is in place. Also remember that I talked about this paper before. I said that no matter what they talk about here, it's all just proof of idea. There is nothing set in stone. They even say that. Extensions and other things to think about. It's still early days, so nothing is set in stone. Pay attention to this. We're going to start the funding pools now that we have XRP AMF. Pay close attention to this. A key part of success on the foreign exchange market is how liquid it is. The pairs of currencies that are traded on the market will automatically move towards each other, to those who can offer the most cash. Central banks could also take part in the foreign exchange markets to make more money available, especially in places where there aren't many buyers to begin with. The foreign exchange market can also be set up to teach us something. With decentralized finance, you can do things like set up cash pools. It says see box 2.2. This is box 2. Pools of liquidity. After that, they give cases, which we will now talk about. Pools of liquidity. For example, let's say a company in the US buys a rubber from Cambodia. The company that makes the coin has a USDC coin and is using it as an example, but the seller wants to be paid in tokenized currency from the Cambodia Chimera Real. Let's say that the current exchange rate is what people expect. 1 USD is worth 4,000 KHR on their black market. A place for these two tokens to trade. If there were liquidity providers, it would be set up. People who have both coins and USDC, and the KHRC, which is worth 4,000 USDC, to the smart contract for the cash pool. This is really big. Basically, only the base has been made. That's what they've been telling us as they go. There are 3 types. An asset and a private deal. Also a market like Ripple's Ripple XRP. A public solution that might be run by a private company that is regulated. Some of its main benefits are that it helps with balance issues, about centralizing involvement and providing cash, providing clear and trustworthy leadership and stable operations, and making sure that all standards for financial ethics are met. All of those things are true for Ripple. It gets better. Costs in the social network are also important. Can be cut down even more by government rules. Some of these are license needs, and oversight of banks and money producers. Ripple would both make money and act as a gateway. These rules help lower the costs for money providers who want to build trust, and for people to trust gates. Even more so if the tokenized money comes from an already highly controlled organization, or the costs of trusting the central bank go down even more. It's important to think about costs. And now we'll look at this text from 2016, how much it cost banks to cut cases. This is how much money you can make by using Ripple and XRP. Take a look. This is real gold. This is their 2016 pitch book. And just think of what their pitch book looks like now from March 2024. Take a look at these numbers. Before we look at the facts, take a look. The XRP pool is now here. Last but not least are the partner banks. The same thing they were talking about when they talked about their cash pools, based on the working paper for the BI's Innovation Hub. When we talk about what they say here, by bringing together more cash to handle foreign payments, from a lot of foreign accounts that are being closed to a single XRP pool, less total cash is allocated by respondent banks to handle the same number of payments around the world. How to do it? The bank only needs to keep its own cash on hand and keep one XRP account open. The bank only needs a certain amount of XRP on hand because it has to make its biggest payment due. By setting up direct trades between its own currency and XRP, the bank makes sure that there are as few middlemen as possible in the process of marking up spreads. This is very important when you look at how much it costs to set up the payment system. Because if you look at the way things are now, when compared to Ripple, not using XRP, it is a lot less than that. But here's the good thing. This is when everything went boom. You have the system as it is now. You know about SwiftTake and everything else. This is pretty old. There are still the same ways to charge fees. Then there is the Ripple business. But XRP's big draw is, and cutting your costs. Ripple and XRP are there for you, which from an institution's point of view greatly lowers your fees. Ripple is the only one we have. But the reason to use XRP makes it 10 times better. Why don't they use XRP then? That is the real question. We all know they'll use it. It will happen soon. To finish making their pitch book, click here. What the banks see. Our respondent bank handles $12 billion worth of foreign trade every year. With an average purchase size of $6,300, that's more than 5 quarters. Can guess that the one-time cost will be around $10 million. In using Ripple and getting their money back in less than 15 months. Ripple deployment costs will depend on the size and assets of the bank. But the saves that come with a bank happen faster for bigger banks because there are more payments. Having a payback time that is similar to the model. This is very important. I mean, when XRP is used by everyone, and once the market starts to rise, when everyone is ready to go, I mean, XRP going up to $10 will be nothing. I'm telling you now, do not pay any attention to the noise outside. But know this, what we have is very big. That being said, ladies and gents, I really do respect all of you guys. It's written on the wall. It depends on whether you get it or not. There are people who will not get it. And the people who do, yeah, you know exactly what I mean. Strong global payments for big amounts of money. Ripple was made so that users could see how our fiat-based network could help them. As soon as the market was ready, they could switch to eDual. This is exactly what's going on. Press the button. What we're building has, in my opinion, you know it works because it fixes a real issue. I think all of the gifts are good ideas, and I would tell anyone, find out what the benefit is if there is one. Really useful things are being given to real people. The token will be worth something.